When should you consider retirement planning? If this is a question on your mind, you're not going to want to miss today's video. Hi, I'm Kristen Oakley here with Michael Mare. He is the Executive Vice President of Nova Financial. You know, retirement planning can often feel very overwhelming and very complicated, but we're going to break it down for you today and answer this important question of when should you consider it for yourself. Michael, how do you help people navigate this important decision of when to start their retirement planning?
Yeah, well, it's a great question, when, and the answer is actually different depending on so many different circumstances and factors. It's a very personalized answer. Mm-hmm. So I have to spend time with the person and learn a bit about them, quite a bit about them, mm-hmm. before I can really say when you can retire. There's the person's desires, personalities, mm-hmm. their dreams, mm-hmm. And then there's economic realities that we have to look at, and we try to bring those things together to have a positive outcome and a positive journey through retirement. A lot of people would say, well, geez, I want to retire as soon as I can, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, then we got to start crunching some numbers. Others are pretty traditional in when they want to retire. And maybe it coincides with some starting points for Social Security. But it has to do with a lot of different things. A lot of it is, their resources and then what mm-hmm. retirement looks like for them.
Right. Yeah. Is there an ideal age range where someone should start thinking about these things? I mean, I'm sure you've met with folks across the board, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I have clients as young as teenage years. Mm-hmm. And I've spoken in high schools and talked about how when you get your first job, start off on a disciplined investment plan, mm-hmm. You can be pretty sure you're going to end up in a good place financially if we stick to that plan over time. So when you say, well, what's the timeline? The earlier, the better.
Right. It's never too early to get started.
It's never too early because, retirement is one topic. It's a super important topic, of mm-hmm. course. But there's other things in life that cost money too. Mm-hmm. You may not have known that, right? No, I'm kidding.
I think all of our viewers can relate to that.
One thing I talk to clients a lot about is now versus then. Mm. How do we find that balance of I'm living today, mm-hmm. I'm raising my kids, I'm trying to get them through college. We want to go on these vacations. Mm-hmm. We want to live a certain lifestyle. And a lot of the time, they're just people are preaching at them, defer for retirement, save for retirement, save for retirement. The real answer lies in the balance, mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm. What's the right balance for each person? You want to live a good life today, and we want to set you up for a good life in retirement. Mm-hmm. So back to your question, when's the right time? Mm-hmm. The sooner we start the conversation, the better.
Yes,
the better prepared we'll be.
Well, let me ask this. Is it ever too late to start retirement planning for someone?
Well, it's never too late because what else are you going to do? Mm-hmm. I mean, one of my things working with clients is there's no shame, there's no looking backwards. Mm-hmm. I meet each client wherever they are. Mm-hmm. There's people who are feeling shame. They're thinking, I didn't save enough. I didn't defer enough. It's what it is. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. And so you take everybody where they are. So if somebody comes to me and they're in their 50s or 60s and they haven't saved a lot, well, we're just going to figure out what's the best thing we can do from here. Mm-hmm. Again, there's no point in looking backwards and beating yourself up, and there's no point in me looking backwards and beating them up.
Right. No, exactly. To your point, everyone's situation is different. And I love that you create this judgment-free zone to meet people where they are. And you said earlier, you have to learn a lot about a person.
Yeah.
That's doing your due diligence. You have to ask a lot of questions and get a lot of information so that you can put together the right kind of plan for them.
Yeah. Money, people's finances is very personal, right? Mm-hmm. There's a couple things that people hold close to their heart. It's family, love, money, because money represents security. So it's a great privilege for me when clients trust me enough to just let me into that part of their world. And it's a responsibility and one I don't take lightly.
Yes, and this is why no two plans you create for folks are alike. And so thank you for addressing this important topic today. But if you're out there and you are needing help putting together a financial plan for yourself, no matter where you are in the spectrum of preparing for retirement, the team of Nova Financial would love love to be able to help and serve you. You can schedule your time to receive a complimentary financial plan by visiting the website novafinancialcolorado.com or by calling the number you see below.